one do with this?" she imagined her, thoroughly baffled, asking one of her flunkies. Maggie had been working for the family that owned the Lilacs for 4 years now. Whilst she felt she knew a lot about them, as their cleaner she saw herself as all-seeing and all-knowing. They knew very little about her. For instance, she knew that Mr. Edwards, please call me Ethan, was 46 and ran his own bed linen company. He wore Armani aftershave, Hugo Boss and Paul Smith suits, size 11 shoes, and a 15.5-inch shirt collar, and suffered with stomach problems. There was a ton of antacid products in his bathroom cabinet. He preferred boxers to Y-fronts and had a massive CD collection in his office, which he liked to listen to when he was working from home. Sometimes he played his music so loud it made the pictures on his walls slip. She was always having to straighten them. If his wife was around, he listened to his music through headphones. With 6 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, a dressing room, sitting room, a dining room, a conservatory, a TV room, an office and a kitchen the size of a tennis court, and a laundry room with a loo and shower off it, the Lilacs was the biggest house in Lilac Avenue. She couldn't begin to think how much money Please Call Me Ethan had to earn to run it. Lately, he looked tired and fed up, which was a pity because he was a really nice bloke. He had dead gorgeous dark brown eyes and a really lovely smile. He had a great body, too. A body she certainly wouldn't turn down if it came at her in the middle of the night the way Mr. Blobby's did. He was always nicely dressed, whether it was jeans and a t-shirt or one of his expensive suits. And he had the most amazing hands. Square, strong hands with the nails all neatly trimmed and very clean, unlike Mr. Blobby's. But then Mr. Blobby was a car mechanic, so that was hardly something she could complain about. She suspected that Please Call Me Ethan was not entirely happy or entirely faithful to his bitch of a wife. Maggie didn't blame him. Mrs. Edwards, Please Call Me Mrs. Edwards, was 41 and had probably never done a day's work in her life. She was a member of an exclusive fitness and spa centre where she spent most days flexing and toning and having her hair and nails done. No wonder she always claimed to be exhausted. She was a minuscule size 8 and wore nothing but designer clothes. Her walk-in wardrobe was bigger than Maggie and Mr. Blobby's bedroom and was laid out with shelves, drawers and hanging rails. Nothing was ever out of place. Coat hangers all faced the same direction, and shoes were carefully stored in their original boxes. Recently, Mrs. Edwards had started visiting a clinic for Botox injections on the quiet. Maggie had the feeling that no one, including Ethan, was supposed to know about the clinic, but all-seeing, all-knowing Maggie knew about it. She had seen the bill for the last visit, a bill dated for the morning when Mrs. Edwards had said she was going to the dentist. The bill had been in the pocket of the Prada jacket Maggie had been told to take to the dry cleaners. When she had found the bill and handed it over, saying, "I think this belongs to you, Mrs. Edwards," the woman had turned very red and very pouty. "Careful," Maggie had wanted to warn her. "We don't want to undo all the expensive work on that face of yours, do we?" The Edwards had only the one child. She had just turned 15, and as spoilt brats went, Valentina Edwards was right up there with the very worst. She was a monster, a mouthy madam. It was plain for anyone with a pair of eyes in their head to see that she took after her mother in almost every way. Whatever she asked for, she was given. Her latest demand, which Maggie had overheard 2 weeks ago, was for a pair of shoes for a party she had been invited to. And not any old shoes. She wanted a pair of Gina shoes, as worn by all the wags. They cost the best part of £400. Maggie had heard her father, who was working from home that afternoon, say he was sure she already had plenty of perfectly good shoes in her wardrobe. Failing that, and seeing as they now had the same size feet, she had her mother's extensive shoe collection at her disposal, because as they both had to be aware, there was a recession on, and he wasn't made of money. Maggie had often heard Ethan try to be the voice of reason, but in this instance, unable to avoid hearing every word of the argument while she polished the granite work surfaces in the kitchen, but sadly not within viewing distance, he was being out-shouted from all sides. Mother and daughter.